Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Rob Brown Show. This is the Fan Upstate. Joining us now on the radio broadcast is a gentleman I have gotten the pleasure to know over the 3 years I have been here. I am beyond proud to call him both a friend on the program, but a friend off of it as well. He is, and I'm saying is until he ain't, ladies and gentlemen, the manager of our Greenville Triumph. Ladies and gentlemen, Coach John Harkes joins us on the program. Coach, how we feeling, man?
Feeling good, Rob. How are you today, my man?
Doing real well. First off, congratulations. Looks like we got stable internet. I see Doug got you that playoff bonus, yeah?
Yes. That has gone through. Eventually, it finally kicked in. Thank you.
5 years, 5 playoff appearances, 2 cracks at the league runner-up, a USL League One championship to the name, and obviously, Coach, we all kind of got the news dropped on us yesterday that you will be stepping down as the manager of the Triumph after half a decade. And, man, listen, before we kind of get into the back and forth, the conversation side, just let folks know why the decision.
Yeah, just a lot of reflection, a lot of, thought process gone in. It was always from the beginning, Rob, building this club from the ground up in the community and making sure that, someday that I would be able to leave it in good hands. And I think it's in good hands right now. But it started off by, look, at the end of the day, we want to bring the community together through the game and connect through the game and the players and the opportunities for guys to have platforms. And it's been an amazing, amazing ride, a great, enjoyable ride. To be honestly, we knew it was going to be a challenge. And, look, there was a lot of people that said we couldn't do it down here in Greenville, South Carolina, but Joe Irwin said we could. And trying to match up with his mission statement, his vision for the club and what the community needed at this time. And 5 years has been fantastic. I'm grateful. And, like I said, in the release statement to the Irwins and to the ownership group and everybody else, and Chris Lewis and Doug Irwin, everybody down there. It's about friendships. It's about relationships. And this has become a family for me. But, look, to be fair, it's time for me to get back with my family at this point. My home is in Virginia and DC area. And I've been back and forth and working. And my wife, Cindy, started this club with me. And, as a director of soccer operations with her culture and her coaching aspects. And she was driving it, in the community and everything else. And look, it took a lot of courage to do that. And now it's better. We're almost like someone said to me last night, it's like Shawshank Redemption. You either get busy living or get busy dying. And I'm like, I want to get busy living, at this point. Look, I mean, there's other opportunities out there too, and different challenges and other projects to start up. It wasn't just about building something, as a club. It was about building a league. I mean, when you take on that responsibility to build a league in the United States, it's a huge effort, and it takes a lot out of you. But I've enjoyed it. It's been one heck of a ride, man. And the fans down here, absolutely brilliant. I think the courage that it takes for people to continuously not just, push the game forward, but support the game like yourself and media outlets has been amazing in USL League One. Because in the beginning, it was probably like, wait, what is this league? What are we doing? Who's this? And what teams are where? And so to get it off the ground, I've always been a builder, Rob, and I've always loved building things from scratch like FC Cincinnati and getting opportunities to make the game grow in this country, because I had the opportunity to go and play in the Premier League and see what it's like everywhere around the world through the U.S. men's national team and the Olympics and everything else. But I always took some pride in saying, like, how do we get that energy? How do we get that kind of fever in our own country? And it's about stabilizing the structure of our men's, professional side. And also the women's side, because you see what USL is doing now, not just with the W League and our Liberty team, but even now with the Super League. So growth is the name of the game, my man, and we want to continue to keep doing that.
And I'll say this, and I'll have to apologize, Coach, for being blunt, but just so we can nip it in the bud, this isn't about the relationship with Joe and Doug and the staff. This was a personal decision for you that, hey, we've done what we could do in 5 years. It's time to move on. This is not leaving the Greenville Triumph or the Greenville community with anything other than positive feelings, is my understanding.
Absolutely. No, this is there's a lot of love right now, and there's not many dry eyes, for all of us, because I think our mission statement was building value in the community through the game of soccer, and I think we've done that. And I just want to say thank you to all the people that have reached out to me, whether it be former players now, agents, coaches around the world. People are reaching out to me saying, "Man, you should be proud of what you've been able to build down there. It's an amazing ride, but extraordinary relationships, Rob." And no, I'm still on the mission statement to continue to build the Greenville Triumph and help transition them into a new stadium, because that's the biggest goal for Joe Irwin and the ownership group. That's something that he's been after for a while, and he's consistently been pushing that hard. And we're hoping that we can get to the finish line here and get something over the line. And look, everything's happy and positive, to be honest with you. I think we fulfilled a lot of different things, and it's just, I feel like my time is there, and it's been brilliant. And I'm just very grateful, to be honest with you. It's an open, massive, big amount of gratefulness, for this opportunity. It's been fantastic.
What will be, if any, your role as far as the new transition? Because obviously this kicks off a whole new era of Triumph footy. We've got to find a new manager. We've got to get them in. We've got to help them with roster building. Are you going to kind of maintain contact and helping with that transition process to whoever steps into the shoes of John Harkes?
Yeah, without a doubt. I mean, look, it's the club's wishes, and my contract runs through the end of the season. And maybe we talk about consulting throughout the new year. I mean, that's something that certainly is there, and there's been some discussions, and obviously there's a lot to unpack right now. But yeah, I mean, look, we're looking at great situations. For me, I think it's always really good. I look at clubs, like younger clubs that have been overseas, and even in the Danish league and the Dutch league and stuff, and they like to promote from within and give opportunities to coaches and stuff. So maybe that's a possibility, and that's what people are thinking about, with the club. But also, there's still that open, relationships with so many other people that want to lead this team in the right way. Look, I'm going to help guide them. This is Joe Irwin and Chris Lewis, their goal, and Doug and what they want to do, and Shannon Wilbanks and Billy Webster. I mean, I'm here to help them transition everything, and we'll see how that goes. But I think we're in a good space. I mean, we've been, 5 years and 5 playoffs. That's pretty hard to do at any franchise in any sport. Even you look at the Phillies last night, and they started off in the World Series with 2-0, and then all of a sudden they end up losing out, and people are just like, how does that happen? But look, we get to playoffs. It shows a lot of courage in our club and our community, and a lot of the support, like yourself, and has helped build this, and fulfill our goals, and our mission statement, our dream, about making this happen. And it's pretty amazing. People talk about the Greenville Triumph in international languages now, not just here in the upstate and not just here in the U.S. It's worldwide, so it's fantastic.
One of my favorite things over the last couple of years has been talking to the Irwins, talking to Chris, talking to you about the desire to grow football across the Southeast, and then kind of use that as a platform to continue to grow American football. And so to have someone who has got the background like you do, playing for the USMNT, playing in World Cups, to be participating in a local club like the Triumph has been phenomenal. Can you reflect a little bit on the growth around this club over the 5 years you've been in charge, the growth of the club and the growth of the soccer community here in Greenville, across the upstate, across the region, that you have seen over the last half decade?
Yeah, I mean, look, it began with us shoveling off the field in Ford Madison, for our first game in the snow. And my wife and I trying to grab a shovel. The president of the USL at that time was trying to grab shovels and get this game on the way. And it's amazing. I mean, where you look at where we were, Rob, and where we are today, the platform that's there, the new ownership groups that are coming into the USL, both League One, the Championship, the W League, and also the Super League for the women's game is absolutely incredible. There are people knocking down doors, not knocking on the doors, to try to get in here and make sure that they can be part of what's growing here. It's tremendous. And the value in the clubs, the value in the community, which you've already seen, the fan bases that not only support Charlotte FC, they come back down here for Greenville to see games. They travel up and down 85. There's people that are coming up from Charleston, that, you know, in the Charleston Battery up in the championship level. I've got fans that say, I went to the Battery game last night, I'm coming to yours today. I mean, it's fantastic. I mean, the growth is amazing. And I think what you're going to see too is that this is going to continue to grow. There's going to be identity, you know, and clubs that are not just organically coming out of the ground, but it's going to be more about real investors, people in sports, former players that want to get back involved. I've had many conversations with so many players that play for the U.S. men's national team and World Cups, and they're saying, hey, this could be a really good area. This could be an area. This could be a state that we could start this up in a city here. And so there's a lot of good talk. It's all positive, and we want to keep pushing that forward.
John Harkes departing as the manager of the Greenville Triumph after 5 seasons, 5 playoff appearances, 2 USL League One runner-ups, and a USL League Championship. Coach, since I have moved here 3 years ago, some of my very best friends in the upstate have come from the Greenville Triumph and the Reedy River Riot, La Familia, the supporter section. Can you talk about your relationship, particularly and specifically with the supporters of the Greenville Triumph over the last 5 years? Because as many teams as I've been around, I don't think that I have seen a relationship in any of them between head coach, manager, and fans like I have seen with you and the folks in the Riot, in La Familia, et cetera. Can you talk about that a little bit from your perspective?
Yeah, I mean, look, whether it be Remy Stark, who's like Remy's, you know, whether he's playing the drums with you or whoever's playing the triangle that particular day, it's not just about me. It's not about the players. It's not about the game. It's about the community. It's about the fan base. It's about the excitement and the force of pushing the game, U.S. soccer, forward. And, you know, look, whether it be, you know, Tommy or Remy or any of those guys reaching out to me and saying, thank you so much. It's been unbelievable, the personal relationships. You know, I've got so many people that reach out to me, whether it be, I mean, I can't get over. And I sometimes get a little bit taken back by some of the support, which has been brilliant. And people just saying, you know, you've always been part of the family here, John, from day one. And I would say this, that getting those relationships with the fans and talking to them, real quality talking, not just, hey, what's up, and walking by. It's more about sitting down with them, you know, discussing about where the club's going. What is the vision? Why certain players are on the roster, you know, style of play, the culture within our group and our team. And I mean, it's just been forging relationships. It is about relationships. And that becomes a soccer culture, but it becomes a family. And so we have a really big Triumph family, as you know, Rob, and you're a big part of that. And, you know, I haven't seen you play the triangle yet, but I'm still, you know, I'm looking forward to it.
Talent level's not there for me yet, Coach. I'm working on that. We got to work
Come
up.
on, man. You're too hard on yourself, brother.
John Harkes joining us here on the show. Quick anecdote. You and I and a couple other folks, I want to say last season, were sitting at Hampton Station watching a Chelsea match. And one of my favorite memories, we had a younger guy, early 20s, who was from the Riot, who came up and sat down at the table and started talking football. And I was impressed that it wasn't just John Harkes, USMNT legend and manager of the Triumph, who's just kind of hearing out a fan, but a full-on conversation about the club, about some of the players on it, about what an upcoming match was going to look like. And then it just kind of segued into talking Chelsea football, who happened to be playing that morning. And I was just blown away that the manager of a professional club with the background of John Harkes not just engaged in, but wanted to participate in that conversation because someone came up and said, hey, I support the club and I support you, etc. So I will say, not so much a question, but a statement, but on behalf of Triumph fans, of Riot members, and of fans of soccer across the upstate, it has been a pleasure and an honor to have you as part of the community, not just as a coach, but as a member of the community, Coach. Like, I can't tell you, as somebody who's been doing this a long time, how valuable that is to a community like Greenville, South Carolina.
Wow, that's awesome, Rob. Thank you so much. And you guys have opened arms, welcomed me in and my family right from day one, and it's just felt just so good, so natural. I mean, people talk about Greenville and the economic growth and top 10, cities to live in, but it's about the people. It's always about the people. And just as you said, we've had many conversations about, we are in the business of, the sport and everything else, but it's about developing people and cultivating those relationships. So thank you so much for your kind words. I am forever a fan. I'm forever a part of the community. That'll never change. And look, I hope one day when we open that stadium that we walk through those doors together, and we carry the drums and the triangle and everything else that we can, that we support this club, and we could do that. That would be fantastic.
I will throw this. We got another minute or two here left with
Sure.
John Harkes. I will throw this at you. A, are we going to occasionally see John Harkes sitting in the supporter section with the Riot? And B, when you do, Coach, now that you've thrown it out there, are we going to get you on the triangle for a match?
Well, yes, I would love to. I've been taking triangle lessons lately, 3 times a week. So I feel more confident about my abilities with the triangle. Yes, I would love to sit in the crowd and support and just surrender myself to the team, without a doubt.
Love it. Love it. Talk to me a little bit about, if you don't mind, are there future plans for you to get back into managing down the road? Is this kind of a, hey, we're just gonna take a little break for a little while? Are you even at that point in the thought process yet?
Yeah, I mean, look, I've been very fortunate and grateful for this platform that Joe and the ownership group have given me. A lot of people have recognized the work that we've done in Greenville. So my agent is taking a lot of calls currently. I haven't made any decisions on things. There are opportunities out there, thank God. But yeah, I mean, it's time to get back and be with the family, my wife, and continue to grow our family together, which is number one. And but again, like, I think we feel proud about our work here and the relationships that we've cultivated. And yeah, it's a sad day, but you're also celebrating. You're celebrating the growth of what we've been able to do here. We want to keep pushing that on. We want to keep pushing the Greenville Triumph forward, and breaking ground on things. So that's a big part of it. That's going to be huge moving forward.
Just leave this one open-ended as we wrap up here with John Harkes. Regardless of where you end up next and what you end up doing next, what would you say are going to be the best memories, the best thoughts that you are going to take with you from your 5 years as the head of the Greenville Triumph?
Well, I mean, look, winning is important. I mean, winning as a club and a franchise is huge. To be in 3 out of 5 finals, to win it in 2020 during a very difficult COVID year, to be at the top of the table from the day one and all the way through that season shows the courage and the strength that we had and the mentality to do that. So that's pretty special, to win a championship in the second year with the club is huge. I mean, it's pretty much unheard of. So those are special moments. But again, it's more about the people. It's about those moments, celebrating those moments together. And I think having the fan base there and the community itself, the ownership group, giving them, I just felt like I always had, it was a lot of pressure to build a club from scratch. And we got to the first year, we got to the final. And we were talking about this the other day, and I was talking with Brandon Fricky about this. Like, we were playing against East Lansing in Michigan, and Fricky was on that team. And we were like, man, he's good. We like this guy, and we beat them. And then we end up going to the final, and I reach out to Brandon Fricky, what are you doing next year? And then the next thing you know is he's with us in Greenville. We lost that final, but the special moments, I think, are not just the winning and the championships and getting there and being successful, but it does help. But it is about the people. It is. This is a special place. Greenville is a special place. The upstate is a special place, and the amount of growth here for soccer, both in the men and the women's side, has been amazing, and we want to continue that moving forward. So I think there's a lot of special moments to come, Rob.
I know that you're going to be doing interviews throughout the day. I know that folks are going to be hearing from you at various media outlets, but any open-ended message that you would like to send to Triumph fans, supporters, folks around the area as you wrap up your time with our soccer club?
Yeah, thank you so much for the love that you've given, the unending support, through the good times and the bad times, and all the friendships that we've created through this journey of all of us. And look, when we talk about soccer culture, it's about the love of the game. It's about taking care of people and being kind. So thank you for being kind for me and my family. I appreciate the open hearts and all the wonderful messages. And I'm not going too far away. Thank you.
The last question, Coach, before we let you go, you going to keep coming on the show and talking football with us? We're not
Absolutely,
losing
man.
you as a friend of the show,
games,
right?
We're going to break down games, Rob. We're going to do everything. I'm going to surprise you. We're going to talk NHL. We're going to talk all sports.
Let's go. John Harkes, 5 years with the Greenville Triumph, 5 playoffs appearances, and a USL League One championship to show for it. John Harkes, it has been an honor to have you as a manager for the time that we have been here, for the time of the Greenville Triumph. It has been an honor to have you as a friend of the show. I'm not letting you off the hook. You are coming back to talk international ball with us. My man, thank you so much for taking the time. It has been it's been tremendous.
Rob, absolute pleasure, my friend, and look forward to seeing you soon and sharing a beer together.
Anytime. Arm doesn't have to be twisted. John Harkes, thank you very much, man. We'll see you down the road.
Thanks, guys. Thank you so much, guys. Enjoy the show. Have a
there you go.
Good day.
John Harkes leaving the Greenville Triumph after 5 years in charge. We greatly appreciate his time with us, both today and throughout the 3 years of this radio broadcast.